Hi, my name is Michael Buffington. I am the concept art lead in the School of Game Development for the Academy of Art University. Now, there are a lot of really cool tracks in the School of Game Development, but there are two that I really want to tell you about today. One is UI UX, and the other is technical art. Well, hello there, Grasshopper. Now, there are a lot of UI elements in the game. Let me just show you a few. For example, when you're trying to count those coins to make sure you have enough to level up that character, you have a coin counter. When you're trying to check your time in a level, you might have a timer. Or if you want to see where you are in the level, you might have a mini-map. But man, I am feeling really low energy right now. What is this? An energy boost? Oh my. Wow, look at that. You see that? I got an energy boost and my energy meter went up. That's how UI elements work. And you see them all the time in a game. I'm here with Greg. Greg is a lead UI UX instructor in the School of Game Development at the Academy of Art University. So Greg, what is UI UX?
UI UX stands for User Interface and User Experience.
Now, what kind of skills does a person need if they're going to be successful in UI UX?
To be successful in UI UX, you need to understand graphic design, motion design, and some psychology. User interface design is about creating the visual, animated, and auditory elements in a game that are informative for the player, and user experience is about how does that element function and how does it feel playing the game. This field is in very high demand, and it's one of the hardest jobs to fill. So players are looking for problem solvers and innovators, people that can create new ways of interacting with new technologies like AR and VR.
That's really awesome. Thanks, Greg. Now, here at the Academy, we also teach something called technical art. Now, technical art is a totally new role within the games industry. It's sort of like a link between artists and programmers. In fact, technical art is kind of like a hybrid between artists and programmers. So I'm here with Phil. Phil is a technical art lead in the School of Game Development, and we're checking out the Tesla suit. So Phil, what exactly is a Tesla suit?
So the Tesla suit has full body motion capture, climate control, and haptic feedback to guide its user's experience within a game. Technical art involves rigging, visual effects, and working with new technology like virtual reality and the Tesla suit. The Tesla suit, in fact, is actually still in the prototype stage, but we get to work with it now, years before it's actually going to be available to consumers. When a user puts on their headset, they're immersed in a new world ready to tackle new challenges that are as close to reality as you can get.
That feels like my arm's on fire. Wow, that's incredible. Is that the sound for the jukebox? Oh, wow. Yeah! You can feel the music, all right.
The Academy gives you the skills that you need to be a technical artist. No 2 days are the same, and the gaming world needs passionate innovators to make breakthroughs with emerging technology and lead the way into the future. So if you like problem solving and trying different things, technical art definitely might be for you. But the question is, are you up to the challenge? Thanks for checking out our UI, UX, and technical art tracks. Hopefully we'll see you in maybe an open house, or who knows, maybe one day you'll be in class with us learning cool stuff like this. Hey, what's up guys? Where you been at? I've been waiting for you. My name is Michael Buffington. I'm the concept art lead in the game development department, and in game development, we do really cool stuff. In fact, we teach you guys how to make games. Check this out. As you can see, we got beautiful artwork all over the walls, really high level stuff. Students are doing really good work here. But I got something else to show you. Come on. So down here, we got one of our concept art classrooms, and it's full of Wacom Cintiqs. And on these Cintiqs, people do all their 3D and their concept art work. They draw directly on the screen, and we have a whole classroom full of them. It's super awesome. Check it out.
Hi, welcome.
This is Jacqueline Jackson, AKA Jax. She's one of our concept art instructors, and she's teaching some really cool stuff in this class. Tell us what you're teaching, Jax.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, welcome to GAM 328. This is Monsters versus Mechs. This is an upper-level concept design course here at the Academy. In the first half of the course, we create our own kaiju, Pacific Rim style. And in the second half of the course, we concentrate on hard surface design and create our own mech or Jaeger or Gundam to fight our midterm monster. Let's check out some work. Hey, SJ, what are you working on?
Hey, take a closer look.
Yo guys, I got a bunch of cool stuff to show you guys. Come on. So as you can see, everywhere around the department, we have really cool artwork all over the walls. But what I really want to show you is our esports room.
I'm coming.
This is Michael Witzel. He's our tech lead, and he's the head of all the really cool esports stuff that we do here in the game development department. Mr. Witzel.
Hello. Welcome. Come on in. You know, the best part about being here is our game lounge. Here, check it out. Pretty cool, right?
Hey, David, are you busy?
Not for you.
So this is David Goodwine. He's the executive director of the game development department.
Hi, thank you for coming. How we have things set up here is more about the community. Somebody might have an idea about a game or how they're going to make it, and then somebody else has another idea. Community, they feed off of one another.
So if you guys are interested in making games, if you guys are interested in things like concept art or 3D or game design, programming, scripting, game animation, or anything like that, we'd love to see you here one day in the game development department.
Yes, we would.
Take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2021 Gammy Awards. Now, even though the School of Game Development has been around for over 12 years, this is only our third annual Gammy Award show. You see, a few years ago, we decided that we were going to step our game up and bring you something special to celebrate all the amazing accomplishments that you guys have achieved throughout the year. And as usual, the competition just to get your work into this year's spring show was extra fierce. So if your work got into this year's spring show, that in and of itself is an amazing accomplishment and something that you should be very, very proud of. And for those of you who actually won awards, you just have to know right off the bat that that was no small feat. And in some cases, the difference between the winner and the runner-up was the absolute thinnest of margins. So I think everybody's going to enjoy this year's awards show tonight because, frankly, it's a good way to wrap up what's been a year filled with a lot of ups and downs for everyone. Because of the pandemic, we had to transition to being virtual for the entire school year, and that's also why we're doing our Gammys virtually once again. But we pulled it off mostly because, other than the occasional sleeping student with their camera off, it's been great, right? So I just want to thank everyone who's hung in there with us because while it's been tough, I feel like the projects that you all have produced throughout the year have been better than ever. On a positive note, we've been ranked by the rookies as the #1 program for concept art in the country for the 2nd year in a row. And we've accomplished lots of other amazing things here as well. So in spite of the challenges, we've still been able to do some awesome things. And that's because of you two. So joining us right now is our executive director extraordinaire, the one and only Senior David Goodwine. David, thanks for being here with us tonight. How's it going?
Good. How's it going, Michael? Thank you for that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it seems like, as usual, we have another rock solid crop of entries into this year's spring show. So what did you think about all the work that the students entered into the various categories?
We had a lot of great entries into the show this year. And like you said, it was really hard to make a decision on who all was going to be in. And I mean, the nice thing about this is that we are able to do more through this medium than we would like on site. So we were able to make those decisions to have people be in the spring show. And yes, it was hard making choices on who is winning, who's runner-up, and who's honorable mention. So I just hope everybody enjoys the show tonight, and let's get rolling.
Thanks, David. I've seen a lot of this year's work, and I have a feeling that they're going to really enjoy what they see tonight. So, okay, everyone. So I'm sure you're anxious to get this show on the road. So without further ado, let's get this thing started off with our very first category of the night, technical art. So this is Phil Caulfield, our technical lead. Phil, for those who are not in the know, can you tell us a little bit about technical art?
Sure. So technical art actually bridges the gap between the artists and the programmers and everybody who actually works in the technology. So we may not be the ones doing the animation, but we're the ones who are getting characters set up to be animated, making something for somebody else to actually use, making tools for the pipeline, shaders, visual effects, anything that combines something that has to look aesthetically great and also has to work technically well. So we have some really great examples, and a lot of our students actually go on to work in things like virtual reality, the current VR market, and augmented reality, because you have so many disciplines that you're well geared for something like that.
So specifically, like, what kind of roles would I do in a game development pipeline that would fall under the category of technical art?
So like I said, you could be creating character rigs for the animators to be using. You could be creating visual effects. You could be writing tools to help the artists bring their work into the game engine. You could be writing shaders to make everything look pretty. You could be doing lighting scripts. And again, you could be even participating in some of the design work so that you actually get things like, maybe puzzles and such to actually work correctly.
Nice. That sounds really awesome. Thank you so much, Phil. I really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get into our award for this year's technical art category. And the winner for the category of technical art in this year's Spring Show 2021 is...
This will be Blake Pearson for his car rig. So it's just a really great... Oh, I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
Phil, let me ask you a question. So this is that was really cool, but you're the expert, right? So what makes Blake's submission so awesome? Why did it win?
So it had all the technical stuff that you would need to actually effectively animate a car, which is kind of unappreciated. You think like it's a car, it's got wheels, it moves. Well, it takes a lot more than that to actually get it to function properly. So underneath the hood, so to speak, he's got all the gears working, the suspension working. You can rock back and forth, from the front to back, which is actually very tricky to do. But at the same time, it is also, even though it's technically complex, it's very simple for the animator to actually use. With simple controls, they don't have to worry about the technology. They can just open it up and start doing cool stuff with it.
Beautiful, beautiful, awesome, Phil. Thank you very much. And Blake, great job. Congratulations. Now let's move on to our next category, 3D art. So now joining us is our 3D art lead, Patrick Kinney. So Patrick, tell us a little bit about this year's submissions in 3D art.
Hi, Michael, and hi to everybody online. Well, this year we had a nice wide range of submissions, everything from cartoonish to very photorealistic art styles, lots of different levels of resolution that might be applied to different types of game genres.
Nice. And so right now we're looking at 3D art prop. Tell us a little bit specifically about 3D prop art.
Michael, 3D props for this category pretty much apply as a catch-all to any asset that you could find in a game. It ranges from handheld items to furniture, organic set dressings, bushes and trees, and even would include weapons and vehicles.
Awesome. All very important stuff within the game environment. Very cool. Well, let's look at the runner-up for 3D prop. And this year's runner-up for 3D prop is...
This year's runner-up is the Biocontainment module by Nathaniel Gulbertson.
Very, very nice. Congratulations, Nathaniel. Really awesome piece. Now, let's get into the winner for the category of 3D prop. And the winner for this year's category of 3D prop in the Spring Show 2021 goes to...
The winner is the Oscilloscope by Jin Park.
Okay, so Patrick,
yes, sir.
What made Jin's piece the winner this year?
Well, it was pretty close, but I think Jin's work had a lot of various surfaces to it. There was a lot of narrative with a lot of the post-it notes that were on there. And I just thought that the overall process of her modeling, retopology, mapping, and surfaces were just really professional.
Very nice. I told you when we were picking the categories and we sat on our panel of judges, sometimes it was really hard to choose between runner-up and winner. So whether you got what runner-up or winner, you should be very proud of yourself. Congratulations, Jen. Now let's move on to our next category in 3D art, 3D environment. So Patrick, once again, you're the expert in 3D art. Tell us a little bit about 3D environment art and its role within sort of the game development process.
Well, Michael, this year we've separated out the environment submissions between interiors and exteriors, mostly because they focus on different scales and slightly different pipelines. But these would range from everything from foliage, shrubbery, brushes, and landscapes themselves, into modular building assets and, collections of props for interiors.
Very nice. Thanks, Patrick. Really appreciate that. Let's look at the runner-up for interior 3D environment art. And the runner-up for interior 3D environment art in the Spring Show 2021 goes to
The runner-up is Project Smog by Aries Blue.
Very nice. That was a really nice piece, Aries. Well done. Well, every category has to have a winner. So let's look at this year's winner in the category of interior 3D environment art. And the winner in the category of interior 3D environment art in the Spring Show 2021 goes to
The winner is Hospital by Jin Park.
Wow, congratulations, Jen. Jen is really killing it this year with some great pieces. Patrick, what made Jen's piece also the winner in 3D environment art as well?
Well, in addition to Jin's excellent modeling and surfacing skills, I think the thing that put her over the edge were the lighting and rendering that she had conveyed, as well as her camera animations that she had put together. It just conveys a really nice mood and shows off her scene really well.
Very cool. Sounds like Jen might have a job sooner rather than later. Well, as Patrick mentioned earlier, we do have a separate winner for the brand new category of exterior 3D environment art. And the winner for this year's category of exterior 3D environment art goes to
The winner is Mountain Forest by Dexter Sitjar.
very, very nice. That was an awesome piece. I mean, from your perspective and your expert opinion, Patrick, what made Derek's piece the winner for exterior art this year?
Well, I think overall there was a consistent style, and he had created all of his assets himself and had created a very interesting layout and had just developed enough of a world to show off a variety of different props and create a nice, just overall scene.
Nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so with that said, let's get into our final 3D art category for this year's Gammys, 3D character art. So, Patrick, many who are watching may know exactly what this category is all about. People wait for this category every year. But for the layman who might be watching, what is 3D character art all about?
Well, Michael, it's not simply the execution of a 3D character based off of a concept or something that exists in the real world. It's executing a character that also is game ready. So that is its 3D topology, its surfaces, all of it is ready to be put into a game engine.
Wow.
Very, very nice. Sounds like somebody got really excited. It's an exciting category. Well, because it's so exciting, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at the runner-up for the category of character art in this year's Gammys 2021. And the runner-up for the category of 3D character art goes to...
The runner-up is Svein the Forkbeard by Fengting Lin.
Congratulations, Fang. What a beautiful piece. I'm sure it was really hard to choose the winner, but we have to choose a winner. So let's take a look at the winner for the category of 3D character art. And the winner for the category of 3D character art in the Spring Show 2021 goes to...
The winner is Lisa by Paula Cunhada.
I just want to do a little dance for you, Paula. I've known Paula for a very long time. Paula is one of the hardest working students that we've ever had in the program. Well deserved. Congratulations. Patrick, what was it about Paula's piece, other than the fact that she's a super hard worker? What was it specifically about her character that made her the winner in this year's Gammys?
I thought overall, not only the concept, but the execution and all of the surfaces and the style, really, she just hit all of those things really well and produced an excellent, game-ready character.
Very, very nice. So overall, I mean, the work that I seen coming out of 3D was amazing. I mean, this is some of the best work that I've ever seen in the 3D art category. What do you think about the work overall?
I think the stylistic range is excellent, and moving forward, we're going to be, expanding it even beyond what we're seeing this year.
Nice, nice. I'm going to throw you a little curveball. I heard a source told me that you've got some really exciting changes coming to the curriculum in 3D art. You want to tell us about that?
Sure. Well, we're just going to be introducing a lot more things like procedural materials, as well as getting work in engine a lot more and working with lighting and rendering, as well as landscape materials and building a little bit larger environments.
Wow. Being a concept artist, I'm not sure I entirely understand what you just said, but I bet if I was in the program, I'd be awesome when I was done because that sounds really cool. Thank you very much, Patrick. Wonderful work this year. Congratulations to everybody who won in the 3D art category. The work was beautiful and everything that you got in terms of awards was well deserved. Thank you very much, Patrick. Take care, buddy.
Thank you, Michael. Take care.
All right. So I want to take a break right now before we move on to some of the other categories. And I want to take a look at a very special department that we have in the School of Game Development, and that is the programming department. All right, I'm here with my good buddy and our programming lead, Scott Birkencotter. Hey, Scott, how's it going tonight?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here.
Nice. Thank you for joining us. So, look, Scott, tell us a little bit about programming. I know that you guys have got some really awesome things going on over there. Give us some insight on what's going on in the programming department.
It's a little easy for people to forget about programming because we're not flashy, like all the other departments are. But really what programming is all about is just building that foundation that games are all built on. It's about writing code. I think everyone knows that's true, but it's not just about code. It's not even close. You got to know everything from understanding how hardware works to basically how software works from, beginning to end. You got to know some math. You got to know some science like physics. What we are is basically creativity enablers. We're building tools, we're optimizing, we're debugging, we're helping figure out kind of where we can push the software, how we can make these amazing ideas come to life for everybody. We're collaborative problem solvers. And really when it comes down to it, what we do is we design software a lot like architects design buildings. We have to kind of understand the needs of what the game is going to be, but also give it a little bit of room to flex and shift so that when the exact parameters of the game change a little bit, we don't have to start over from scratch every time. That's basically what it's all about.
You know what I always liken it to gasoline in a car. Like even if you're not a mechanic and you don't know exactly how a car works, you do know this much. The car will not go anywhere without the gasoline, right? So yes, concept art is flashy. The 3D modeling that we just saw is flashy. The technical art is really cool to look at, but none of it's going to work unless you have programming. Is that correct? Is that a fair
mean, that's
assessment?
Completely true. Everything, even think Photoshop, think the Unreal Engine, think really everything that we know and love about games, it would not exist without a ton of code running it in the background. And so you got programmers to thank for all of that, for sure.
And that's why programmers make the big bucks, right?
That's right. I mean, yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a tough question. If I'm considering going to school for programming, what is it that sets programming in the School of Game Development at the Academy of Art apart from other schools that offer programming degrees? Like, what's the difference?
Well, I mean, item number one is what our university is all about, is being taught by industry pros. We're all game developers who've been doing this for decades, who are here to teach you everything that we've learned through all those experiences. What's also amazing is that it's pretty rare to find a programming degree where you learn alongside designers and artists. So even though they're not always in the same classes together, you do have a lot of opportunities to form teams and to actually build games from all the different perspectives. We teach C++, which is the most in-demand programming language, but we also teach a lot more core computer science concepts. So it's not just one or the other, it's actually both. We're teaching engineers here, not just coders. We don't just teach you how to learn to use tools like Unreal. We teach you how to actually build your own version of Unreal, or at least we give you the foundation for that, because obviously that'd take years and years and years. We also have classes where you learn from experts in fields like AI, mobile development, graphics, networking, procedural generation, you name it. If it's something that we do in games, we've probably got a class for it. We're even looking at how to develop games for PS5 and Xbox One and everything like that. Really, bottom line, recruiters are consistently blown away by our graduates in the programming degree, and you just don't find half of this stuff in any other place.
That's really awesome. And I guess being in a situation where you have a department that's actually making games and you're really sort of the cog that or the straw that stirs the drink, if you will, is kind of unique compared to other programs. So that's really amazing, Scott. I don't know if you saw this, but my head exploded, but I got the gist of what you were saying. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are doing in programming in the near future. Thank you so much for joining us, Scott.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here.
All right. So joining us now is my good buddy, Mark Gerard, who is our 3D art lead. Are you there, Mark?
Jen, how are you? It's wonderful
Mark,
to be
my
here at the
man.
Gammys.
All right, good to have you here. So Mark, you're a full-time faculty in game design, and I would love for you to tell us a little bit about what we have to look forward to in the game design category tonight.
Well, we have 3 categories. We are going to have awards for game mechanics, we're going to have it for level design, and we're going to have it for games itself, little playable games, which we're excited to have. We have prototypes playable on our spring show page for the first time, which is very exciting. Hope to check that out.
Wow, so people who are watching this, if they're interested, they can actually go to the page and test the games out.
Yes, which is really cool.
That is cool. Wow, that's a really awesome feature, and I think that's probably really cool for people who are looking for designers for their studio. They can actually go and play this without having to physically be in the same place as the game console. So that's awesome. Very, very cool. Okay. Well, Mark, thank you so much for giving us a little sneak preview into the game design category. Why don't we get into our first category in game design, and that is game mechanics. Okay, Mark, my man. So here's $1 million question. What exactly is game mechanics?
All right. So if you think of a game as a whole game, playable game, the game mechanics are broken down into the individual actions you take. So it could be the player running, your hero character running about. It could be one particular weapon, how it behaves and how it works in the game. So it takes a whole series of individual mechanics to make an entire game. And this category, we've come up with this category this year to try and celebrate some of the smaller things that go into games, like mechanics, which I think may be looked over for some of the splashier, full arted up, full playable games. So that's our purpose here, is to celebrate the smaller pieces that go into our games.
Very nice. I like that you guys have a whole category for that, because it's often the smaller pieces that are overlooked, but they're very important. Very cool. Well, without further ado, let's look at the runner-up for the category of game mechanics in this year's spring show. And the runner-up for the category of game mechanics is?
This is as honorable mention is Wish, Susu, and Richard, which is for Celestial Garden.
Sorry. Honorable mention. Awesome. Very cool. Congratulations. Okay, so this time we're going to look at the runner-up for the category of game mechanics. And the runner-up for the category of game mechanics in the Spring Show 2021 goes to
The Compliment Corner by Brendan Riley and Sean Liu.
Very Very nice. Congratulations, Brendan and Sean. Really cool. Okay, finally, let's take a look at the winner for the category of game mechanics. And the winner for the category of game mechanics in the Spring Show 2021 is
Typomancer by Mylin, Shenha, Feng Yang, and Zhang.
very cool. So Mark, what was it about that particular piece that made that the winner of the game mechanics category this year?
I think the simplicity of the game revolves around you typing out words and kind of keeping up with the pace of the game, and it's such a simple mechanic, yet put together in a very entertaining manner, very rewarding. The player just feels like this is compelling and fun, and I just want to play more and get a higher score. It's a really awesome piece to see.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. I like that. I think it's always fun when the mechanic of the game is really interesting and keeps you engaged. So very good job, folks. Okay, so let's move on to our next category, and that is the category of game level. And the first award we're going to look at tonight is honorable mention in the category of game level. And the honorable mention in the category of game level goes to
Pieces by Justin Minus.
Very nice. Congratulations, Justin. Okay, so let's move on to our next award, and that is the runner-up in the category of game level. And our runner-up in the category of game level goes to
Mischief Manor by Emily Porterfield.
Very nice work. Congratulations, Emily. Okay, like I said before, every category has to have a winner. So let's look at the winner in the category of game level. And the winner in the category of game level goes to
Terraform by Justin Minus.
Wow, that was really awesome. So Mark, like what is it about Justin's piece that made him the winner over all of those other amazing levels that we saw?
I think the level of sophistication within this piece is pretty apparent when you play it. It's it's a long progression. The level design is very well done. All the block out was created by Justin in a low poly manner. The mechanics of stealth, stealthily avoiding basically alien creatures, the environment storytelling where you pick up objects and you get to figure out why this scientist is roaming this facility trying to avoid aliens. Really deep, really long, very impressive piece.
Wow, that's awesome. Justin, congratulations. Well deserved. Okay. All right. So let's move on to our final category in game design for the Spring Show 2021, and that is full game. Okay, so what I said earlier when we started the show was that just getting your work into the show was a huge accomplishment. And sometimes the difference between winners and runner-ups was just a super razor thin margin. Well, guess what? There were so many good pieces in this year's category for full game that we have not one, but two honorable mentions this year. So we're going to look at our first honorable mention in the category of full game. And the honorable mention, the first honorable mention in the category of full game in the Gammys 2021 goes to
Sun Bros by James Chin, Ray, and Michael Linney.
very, very nice, gentlemen. It looks like a really cool game. And Sun Bros, that sounds like something I want to be. Summer's coming up. I got to work on the guns. Good job, man. Okay, all right. The next honorable mention, let's look at that.
With the rim shot.
All right. So our next winner, our next honorable mention, and like I said, there isn't a big difference between any of these. It was very close. Our next honorable mention for the category of full game goes to
Fishball by Jorge, Fanyang, Tahoe, Kevin, and Chi.
Congratulations, everyone. Really fun looking game there. Okay, well, without further ado, let's move on to the runner-up for the category of full game. And the runner-up for the category of full game in the Spring Show 2021 goes to
Dark and Deep by Wish and Susu.
Very nice. Congratulations, Wish and Susu. Well, let's look at the winner for our final category in the game design category, and that is the winner in full game. Let's take a look at it. And the winner in the Spring Show 2021 for the category of full game goes to
Cat Space Pirates by Andrew Chan, I have a long list. Alvin, Alfredo, Lay, Wiley, Heath, Ewan, Nate, Chun Yi, Yu, and from the audio department, we have Minan and Alston.
Very nice, right? Takes a village to build an awesome game, I see. Well, you know what? Congratulations to everyone who won. That looks fun. Any game called Cat Space Pirate, I want to play. So, very good job. From your perspective, Mark, what made them take the crown for this particular category this year?
Well, it was close, like you said. It was really close. That's why we have 2 honorable mentions. There was so many good entries, which is really fun to see. I just thought this game is deeper. The progression's longer. It's more polished. It's got so much going on where you could play for a long period of time. It has a story element that's told. It has everything, upgrades. It's just a really deep game. And it was developed by a lot of people and over a long time. It really, really worked out very well.
Very, very awesome, Mark. You had some beautiful work in this particular category. What would you say about the work in the whole category overall this year? How did you feel about it?
Really, really strong. I think you see. I think the biggest improvements I've seen is just better mechanics across what player controls and your characters and the little things. Like I said, we included mechanics this year for our winners, and instead of, we used to have prototypes, which was a little confusing, and I think we've really reinforced that through the curriculum. And you see it in the games. You just see a lot more sophisticated, well polished games instead of as simple mechanics put into levels and such like that.
Very nice. That makes a lot of sense, Mark. Well, thank you so much, Mark, for joining us. There was some awesome work. Every one of you in game design is doing some really great work with the students. You should be really proud of yourself. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you, Mr. Buffington, and everybody out there for watching.
All right. Take care, Mark. All right. So our next category that we're going to look at is the category of UI UX. At some point, we're going to get to the category of UI UX.
I had the perfect thing.
All right. Let's look at the winner for the category of UI UX in the Spring Show 2021. And the winner for the category of UI UX in the Spring Show 2021 goes to Flower Den by Christy Liu. Christy, that was a really beautiful piece, very aesthetically pleasing. I have to say, it's terrible to play a game that has ugly UI UX, but if I was playing that game, I'd be having a lot of fun. So good job, congratulations, well deserved. Well, we're getting close to the end of our program here, and we're wrapping up with what might be my favorite category of the night. It may not necessarily have anything to do with the fact that I'm the concept art lead and maybe slightly biased, but we're going to look just a little bit, right? We're going to look at all of the work under the category of concept art. Now, for those of you who don't know what concept art is, well, we're the rock star divas of the game development pipeline. I know everybody who's sitting here who's a game designer, who's a UI UX is shaking their head like, no, no, that's all right. That's okay. That's just how we feel about ourselves, right? We think we're the rock stars, but we're not because it takes a team effort to make an awesome game. But we do make the game look cool, right? So concept art is pre-production artwork for video games. So this is where we take the ideas from the game designers and from the producers and things like that, and we create sort of the aesthetics, the look, the feel. We design the characters, we draw the creatures and the environments and the props and all of those different things. And it's really a skill that takes a long time to gain and to become adept at. But once you do, you become an indispensable part of a really strong game development team. So concept art is a really, really cool category. And the first category that we're going to look at for tonight is concept art sketches. Cubes. Now, concept art cubes is something that is really important because this is where you learn how to digitally paint. This is where you paint various surfaces and materials. And unless you can paint wood and metal and stone and dirt and foliage and all these different things, you're really going to struggle to communicate visually. And that's what we are. We're professional visual problem solvers, and we only have so many tools with which to communicate what we see in our heads. And one of those tools is digital painting. So this is a really important category, and it's one that helps solidify the foundation of every concept artist. So let's look at the winner for concept art cubes in this year's spring show. And the winner for concept art cubes in the spring show 2021 goes to Creating Stories in All Areas of Life by Madeline Urbach. Congratulations, Madeline. I thought this was a really beautiful piece. The level of detail and just the finish on some of these cubes was just exquisite. You did a really good job, and it was very clear when you looked at all of the different surfaces and materials what they were, and that's what you want. You want clarity because you want the player to be able to suspend their disbelief. So that was well done and well deserved. Congratulations, Madeline. Our next category that we're going to look at in concept art for the Gammys of 2021 is a category of concept art portrait. All right, so look, this category was like Sophie's Choice. There was debates going on in the room when we were judging which pieces were going to get into the spring show, and then the debates got even hotter when we were trying to figure out who the winners were. The judges panel was going back and forth because there was so many beautiful, well done portraits and well done figures. And I would say that this is probably the best overall group of submissions that we have ever had in the category of concept art portraits. So if you placed in this category, just know that you did a very, very good job to fight off all of that competition because it was fierce. So well done to everybody who's going to win tonight. Well, let's look at our first award, and that is honorable mention in the category of concept art portraits. And the honorable mention in the category of concept art portrait goes to my buddy, Janila Tomes with Woman in Water. You see that piece? Do you see that piece? That was amazing. Now, most people would look at that and think that should have been the winner, but that tells you how good the work was this year when it came to the category of concept art portraits. So, Janila, honorable mention, pat yourself on the back because that is a huge accomplishment in this year's show. But let's move on to the next one, and that is runner-up in the category of concept art portraits. And the runner-up for concept art portraits in the Gammys 2021 goes to a very aptly titled, The Coolest Woman in the World by Caitlin Lovitz. Now, when you get a chance, I would really invite you guys to go to the Spring Show website for the School of Game Development and look at some of these pieces and just take your time. We only have so many seconds that we can put it up on screen, but take your time and appreciate what you're looking at because these pieces are absolutely stunning. And when I said that we had some of the best submissions that we've ever had in the category of concept art portraits, I was not being hyperbolic and I was not exaggerating. This was some great stuff this year. And for that reason, this next category is going to be something that you should be proud of to whoever won. So let's look at the winner for the category of concept art portraits. Now, the winner for the category of concept art portraits, this is very interesting. I'm going to tell you a little funny story after I announce the winner. But the winner for the category of concept art portraits in the Spring Show 2021 goes to Moving Forward by Diego Lazo. Now, I promise you a funny story. I had to convince Diego to put his work in there because when I realized that his work wasn't in the submissions, I talked to him and I said, why didn't you submit your work? This was some of the best work that I've ever seen. That painting right there, I mean, if you go in there and you look at some of the detail, it was mind-boggling. I mean, he did such a good job. Diego, you should be proud of yourself. I'm glad you submitted because look what happened. You won in what was an absolute gauntlet. This year's category for concept art portraits was like Thunderdome. So very good job. Congratulations, and congratulations to every single person who won in the category of concept art portrait. Well, we're going to move on to our next category, and that is concept art sketches. Okay, so concept art sketches is something that's really important and really valuable to the concept art sort of skill set. Everybody wants to paint digitally and they want to design characters, but if you can't draw, you're going to have a really challenging time in many respects communicating in an environment where time is money and speed is king. So you have to be able to draw. And this category really celebrates the drawing skills of all of the students in the concept art department. And you're going to see some amazing stuff tonight. So let's look at, without further ado, the honorable mention for the category of concept art sketches. And the honorable mention in the category of concept art sketches goes to Shape Elements by Jacob Lee. Very nice, Jacob. Good work there. Actually, beautiful work. Well done. Let's look at our runner-up for the category of concept art sketches. And the runner-up in the category of concept art sketches goes to one of the students that I have seen improve more than most people improve during their short time in school, and that goes to Body Type Studies by Sarah Lavrier. Sarah, really good work. You've come a long way. Congratulations. You should be very proud of yourself. All right. Well, we have to have a winner in every category. And even though it was tough to choose the winner, we have one and they have a very special submission. So let's look at the winner for concept art sketches. All right, and the winner for the category of concept art sketches in the 2021 Gammys goes to Swati Hathi with Heads and Figures. I just want to congratulate Swati. Very good job. You came over here and you had a lot of growing to do, but you grew very quickly. And the work that I see there is just so exquisite. I just love the way that you're balancing straights and curves. And it's just very aesthetically appealing. Kind of reminds me of Robert Valley a little bit. So very good work. Congratulations. You should be proud of yourself, Swati. Well done. So, hey, everybody, I hope you guys are enjoying the show tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, please go ahead and click the like button and smash that thumbs up, as the YouTubers say, and share this with some of your friends and family members so they can see all the awesome work that you all have been doing during the year at this School of Game Development, because we're kind of awesome. All right, so thank you so much for doing that. We're going to move on to our next category in concept art, and that is the category of concept art props. was another brutal category. And it was really hard to choose the awards for this particular category. So, if you didn't get an award in this category, just know it was close. And I mean very close. So let's look at our honorable mention in the category of prop design concept art. And the honorable mention for prop design concept art goes to Flying Tuk Tuk by Swati Hathi. Well done. Extra long applause for you, Swati, because you just back-to-back homers. Good job. I mean, to place in just one category is very special, but you've placed in two, so very, very good job. Very proud of you. Okay, so let's move on and let's look at now the runner-up for the category of prop design concept art. And the runner-up for the category of prop design concept art in the Spring Show 2021 goes to Border Break by Susu Lee. Beautiful. That was an awesome mech, Susu. I really love that. Great job. Okay, so now let's move on to our winner in the prop design category for concept art. Okay, so this one's a really special piece. I really like this piece. Let's look at the winner for concept for this particular category, and that's going to go to Zoid's Black Hunter by Lu Zhang. Lou, congratulations. I really love that piece. That brought me back to when I was 8 years old and playing with Dinobots as a kid. That was amazing. I love the detail. I love some of the secondary and tertiary detail, just the mechanics, just beautiful work. Well done. You should be very proud of yourself. I just think that's an amazing piece. Actually, all the prop design pieces were really good this year. So good job, everyone. All right, so we're going to look at our next category in concept art, and that is environment design concept art. So earlier I said that the concept art portraits was like Thunderdome. I have to correct myself. This category, concept art environment design, was like Thunderdome. I don't know if you saw that video with all the different pieces that we had in the show, but my goodness, those were some beautiful pieces, and it was really hard to choose. So we're gonna look at our first honorable mention in the category of environment design. And the honorable mention in the environment design category for concept art goes to Arisa's Tale by Pat Sucharisikul. Pat, that was awesome work. Very well done. Now, you see that? That was the honorable mention. That tells you how tough this year's category was. But that was beautiful work, Pat. So pat yourself on the back, Pat. Okay, so let's look at the runner-up for this year's category for environment design concept art. And the runner-up for the category of environment design concept art in the 2021 Gammys goes to Entrance by Mark Schultz. Wow, Mark, I had Mark in one of his very first classes here at the Academy, and Mark was always a really focused guy, but I gotta tell you, I was blown away when I saw that piece because I couldn't believe how far you've come. Well done, great improvement, beautiful piece. All right, let's look at the overall winner in the category of environment design concept art. All right, without further ado, the winner in the category of environment design concept art in the Spring Show 2021 goes to Midsummer Beach by Jin Hang Lee. Do you see how tough that is? How do you choose between runner-up and the winner? That was so tough. But I gotta say, Jin Hang, your composition was magnifique. Your colors were beautiful. Your execution was beautiful. Just an overall gorgeous piece. Well done. I really felt like I could just step right into that scene. That was excellent. I really love all the environment design work this year, and I'm very proud of all of you, and you should be proud of yourselves. If you get a chance, again, go to the website and check out all of that beautiful work and take your time to look at it because there are some very good pieces. But we got to end the show soon, and we're going to wrap up soon. But before we do, we're going to look at the final category in concept art, and that is the one that you have all been waiting for, and that is concept art, character, and creature. Okay. So I know I realize that I just said that not portrait but environment was really like a gauntlet and like Thunderdome, but I have to correct myself again because actually character and creature was like Thunderdome. Did you see all that good work? I mean, bro, that was some really good work. We were absolutely slaying it this year in the character and creature department, and so much so that I could not allow us to not have two honorable mentions in this year's category. So we are not having one, but we are having two honorable mentions in the category of character creature design concept art. So without further ado, let's look at our first honorable mention in character creature design. And our first honorable mention in the category of character creature design goes to Saint of Music by Jinheng Lee. I know many of you are looking at that piece, and you're probably thinking to yourself, wait, why did that win? That should tell you how epic this year's category for character concept art was. It was ridiculous how good the work was. Jinheng, congratulations on placing in not one but two categories. That was very awesome. Your work was beautiful. Let's move on now to our second honorable mention in the category of character creature design. All right, so this one is very special to me because I've worked with this particular student since they got here in school, and they have improved so much. It's not even funny. Like I was just so impressed to see the improvement of this student. And this honorable mention goes to Class 4 Kaiju Spirit Skull by Ki Shol. Heath, bro, if we had a most improved award in the spring show, which maybe we have to do, that would go to you, buddy. Congratulations. That was a beautiful, beautiful piece. Well done. And thanks, Jackson, as well, because she really guided you well on that one. Good job. All right, we're getting close. I know we're getting close. Let's look at the runner-up for the category of character creature design concept art. Okay, here's one of the big ones. The runner-up for the category of character creature design in concept art goes to Fate of Champions Heroes by Nate Nathaniel. Did you see that epic character lineup? That was ridiculous. That looked like something that was ready to go into League of Legends like right now. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how did that not win? Trust me when I say it was a gauntlet. It was like Thunderdome. It was epic this year. And you're going to see, because we're going to look at right now the winner for the category of character creature design concept art. Okay. I know you're all waiting with bated breath. and you're wondering who is going to be better than what we just saw from Jinheng, Heath, and Nate. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know that it was better. They were all amazing. But everybody has opinions. When you have a panel of judges, we have to pick a winner. So it wasn't easy. But the winner for the category of character creature for the 2021 Gammys in this year's spring show was Zero Panda Suit by Jacob Lee. Now do you see why I said it was a gauntlet? This was Thunderdome. This was as close to Thunderdome as you could possibly get in the art realm. Jacob, that was beautiful, so well executed. I mean, that is production ready, pro level work. If you don't have a job within the next year, I'd be incredibly surprised because if I were a studio, I'd be chomping at the bit to get you working on my team. Great work, Jacob. Great work, Nate. Great work, Heath, Hang, everybody that won and that place in this category. You should be very proud of yourself. And even to those of you who didn't necessarily place in this category, you did a great job. Beautiful work. Go check out the character creature design category in this year's spring show because it's absolutely epic. But now we're going to move on to the final award of the night. And that is the overall winner in the 2021 Gammys for this year's spring show. Did you see that? See, we even had a special medal for the overall winner. It had a crown, okay? This student has come such a long way, has grown so much in a very short amount of time. And the reason why is because this student is humble, teachable, and has such a great attitude. Always takes direction really well, always takes feedback, applies it, and just continue to grow to the point where this student impressed the panel of judges so much that they decided almost unanimously to give this particular student the overall winner in the 2021 Gammys for this year's spring show. The winner of this category should be very proud of yourself. Can we get a drum roll, please? Let's get a little drum roll because we need to hype this up. Come on, Eric. Don't be slow on the trigger. Give me that drum roll. Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. The overall winner for this year's spring show in the 2021 Gammys goes to none other than Swati Hathi. Swati, congratulations. Everything I said about you was from the heart and it was absolutely true. I think you're amazing. I think you have a very bright future ahead of you. And I'm so pleased with just the growth that I've seen from you. Look at that body of work that Swati put out. Just absolutely amazing. Very proud and honored to have been a part of your artistic journey. And I just want to say thank you not just to Swati, but to everyone who plays in the concept art department because it was very, very competitive. So that brings us to the end of our show, but we couldn't leave you guys without kicking it over to our executive director extraordinaire, Senior David Goodwine, once again. Hey, David, how's it going? Yeah. What'd you think of all the work? So David's mic is muted. but I'm going to translate for what David was saying to me in his very eloquent director way. I'm going to put it in colloquial terms. What David was essentially saying was this year's work was awesome. Yeah, that's what he meant. It was just, I mean, it was epic. I mean, you guys saw the work from the beginning of the night to the end of the night. It was nothing but pure epicness, and that's what David was trying to say, but unfortunately his mic was muted. Hopefully we'll get that fixed before the night is over. But anyway, hey, let's kick it over to all of the wonderful faculty members and leads who gave all of their expertise and wisdom. You know, as much as you guys did an amazing job with all the work that you put into the spring show, you know, you probably couldn't have gotten there, or at least gotten there in the past, without the help of all these amazing mentors. So I just want to give a round of applause to all of you amazing mentors for everything that you've done. I hope all of you out there appreciate all the work that they put into you. Well done. Great spring show and another great year. All right, folks. Well, hey, I just want to say thank you again to everybody that joined us in this year's Gammys 2021, our third annual Gammys. Hopefully, we'll see you next year at our fourth annual Gammys, and maybe next year you'll win something too. So again, go to our YouTube video, smash that like button, go to our website and peruse all of the beautiful work that you see there. And if you see somebody and you like their work, send them a comment and let them know how much you appreciate it. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you again for being with us tonight. I hope to see you all next year for another amazing Gammy show for 2022. Take care and have a good night, folks.